Saturday night's main event started off with a video package of John Cena's entire WWE career. And after that video package was done, they showed the NXT champion and the WWE champion walking into the building, as shown as the guy who will have John Cena's last match. Cody Rhodes came out, and Obafemi came out to start the evening off. And I will not say this is a pretty great, awesome match. And by the way, the crowd in Washington, D.C., low-key underrated. Won't lie. They were loud for pretty much the entire show. But Obafemi and Cody Rhodes were in a classic headlock. But then when Cody went for his classic drop-down uppercut, the bear-like grip of Obafemi came down, grabbed Cody's throat, and then hit a nice Irish curse backbreaker, slammed him to the ground, but Cody got moved just before Obafemi could hit him with like a spear in the corner. Oba hit the LED ring post. Then Cody hit the classic snap power slam with the nice Cody cutter. Even dumped him out of the ring. He had a beautiful dive to the outside, but as Cody went for another one, Oba ran in and hit a beautiful spine buster. And then they go to the outside. Oba delivers a nasty torpedo European uppercut to Cody Rhodes, and they both went flying over the table. They come back in the ring. Oba delivers a beautiful, powerful choke slam. But Cody gets some room, hits a nasty super Cody cutter, and we see Mr. Santiago Zap in the crowd. Congratulations, Santi, for being in the crowd. But as soon as the match gets going, Drew McIntyre comes in, attacks Cody Rhodes, making the match a DQ finish, having Cody Rhodes win. Obafemi confronts Drew, pushes him to the ground. Cody cutter to Drew, and a big choke slam from Obafemi to Drew McIntyre. And WWE Champion and the NXT Champion stand tall, holding their championships to end the match. And I thought it was a pretty good match. I still think Drew McIntyre running in was not the best thing to happen, but I understand it was for the storyline. It was for the build-up to another Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre match likely to happen on the first episode of SmackDown that is 3 hours long. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that happened because I kind of predicted that in my predictions as well. But I still would have liked to see a clean finish. That's just my opinion, though. The next match was Sol Ruca versus Bayley. Started up with a classic leg, shoulder to, or is it collar? I forget, elbow collar lockup. Classic match. Bayley goes flying over Sol after Sol did a nasty Hurricane Rana. Bayley moves out the way before Sol could hit that beautiful moonsault and lands a nasty forearm to the face of Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca does that crazy cartwheel springboard thing where she does a backflip over the top rope and lands on him. I don't know how Sol Ruca never hits her head on the hardest part of the ring, but it's always surprising to me. But as Sol went for a springboard 450, Bayley moved out the way, but Bayley got caught with a German suplex. Then we see a nasty... What happened? I don't even know. We see these two people right here. Beautiful Bayley to belly slam to Bayley. Then we see whatever this move is. I can't tell what this move is. But Sol gives us a knee to Bayley's face. But as... Wait, is this a Rose Plant? This was a Rose Plant, I'm pretty sure. Bayley hits a Rose Plant too. No, it's not. It's not a Rose Plant. No, I know what this is. When Sol was going for her classic Soul Snatcher, Bayley grabbed her foot, pulled her to the ground, hit a real Rose Plant, but the leverage was too strong, leading to Sol's foot ending up on the bottom rope for the 1-2 rope break. Then Sol actually hits the Snow Snatcher, dragging the lifeless body of Bayley into the ring, but Bayley was playing possum, rolls up Ruka, but Ruka rolls her up again for the 1, 2, 3. Sol Ruka wins the match, and we see a nice show of respect from Bayley to Sol Ruka to end the match, and all 4 women raised each other's hands, acknowledging Bayley, acknowledging the future of the company, Sol Ruka. I'm telling you guys right here, Sol Ruka is a future WWE champion. Trust me. I mean, women's champion. But trust me. I just feel like I think Sol Ruka's career is just going to get better and better and better and better. I'm just going to say that right now. You know what I'm saying? And then we got shown some Hall of Famers and legends. They showed Michelle McCool. They showed Mark Henry. They showed the guy who basically launched John Cena into stardom, Kurt Angle. They also showed Trish Stratus with, of course, Rob Van Dam. With Sami Zayn, of course, but it was time for your boys, Bouncy, Javon Evans, and Leon Slater, the TNA X Division champion, take on Dragon Lee and AJ Styles in the match. And this match started off hot with Javon and Slater hitting a beautiful super kicks on both men. Javon went flying, and so did Leon Slater, jumping over the LED post. Beautiful crossbody. Beautiful splash in the corner. But Dragon Lee gave Leon Slater a nasty sit-out powerbomb. AJ got in the ring, showed he's not washed, gave a beautiful flying forearm to the face of Javon Evans with a beautiful whatever that move is called. And then just decided to be nasty to Javon, giving him basically a spear onto the barricade. But I'm pretty sure when Leon was going for a Hurricane Rana, AJ catched him, tried to do a Styles Clash, but Javon hit a nasty super kick to the face. This led Javon hit a beautiful springboard cutter, with Leon hitting his finisher, the Swanton 450 on AJ for the 1-2. Before Javon got pushed onto the pin to break it up. Then we see Javon get hit with, I'm going to call it the Silent Blade from Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee goes flying onto Javon Evans. Leon Slater catches a forearm to the face by AJ Styles. But as AJ was going up for the phenomenal forearm, he slipped on the ropes, and my first reaction was, oh my God, are you okay? But he's fine, because as Leon was trying to do something, AJ Styles catches him in the powerbomb, then picks him up for a Styles Clash for the 1, 2, 3, and still your World Tag Team Champions, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, the future of Lucha Libre. And then, of course, to end this segment, we see all 4 men raise their salutes and give their salutes to the GOAT, John Cena, and everyone was doing this. Cody Rhodes did it, Oba Femi did it, the girls did it, they did it, they all did it, right? And it was time for the final match of the career of the legendary John Cena, where we saw a little thing from multiple people like Kane, who I think probably should go bald, but it's fine. But we see Jalen Brunson. But before that happens, Stephanie McMahon was talking on the microphone up in the crowd, but then gets cut off by The Miz, who The Miz was wearing, I'm pretty sure, the same jacket he wore going to WrestleMania 27? WrestleMania 27? I believe. Yeah, I think so. WrestleMania 27. Where he got a concussion, doesn't remember a single thing about that match. But he interrupted, complaining about how he was not the final opponent of John Cena, that he was a part of so many big moments in John Cena's career that he should be a part of John Cena's final match. But R-Truth comes out in his Ron Cena gear and says, "You did something very, very bad, Miz. You swapped the ball with the person who was supposed to be with your name," and The Miz got the ball and saying, "Who was it?" and he said, Joe Hendry, and all of a sudden Joe Hendry appears saying, say his name and he'll appear. Yeah, Joe Hendry appeared with a nice classic smile. This ended up Miz got caught into a classic Joe Hendry with a backward slam. Both R-Truth and Joe Hendry hitting a 5-knuckle shuffle. And Joe Hendry hits the nice standing ovation to the Miz for the 1, a 2, a 3. And the winner of the match was Joe Hendry. And R-Truth saluting to John Cena. It was honestly a pretty good match. Honestly, I'm glad they somehow figured out the way to add the 5th match. This show honestly needed a 5th match. Let's be honest here. Because imagine the show without Joe Hendry. Honestly, I'm glad. And The Miz can stop complaining now that he wasn't part of the Saturday night's main event thing. But I guarantee you The Miz will probably still complain that he wasn't John Cena's final match. But let's be honest, though. The Miz got what he deserved. But it was finally time for John Cena's final match, where we saw every WWE superstar saying thank you, Cena. And then the career killer, Gunther, comes out with the Symphony No. 9, walks to the ring, getting booed out the building. Then John Cena comes out making his last ever entrance into a WWE ring. As you can see on the Titantron, they have all the shirts, every shirt he has worn, I think through the retirement tour or of all time. But all the shirts he wore, I'm pretty sure, all the retirement tour he was there. He ran down to the ring one last time, did the 3, and then before his entrance was over, he hugged everyone. He hugged Kurt Angle. He hugged all the legends here. He even hugged Elias and hugged KO. Yes, finally, bro, we got KO back on television. And he hugged Haku, Booker T, and Sami Zayn. And then we got the introduction. Obviously, it was the same old classic introduction that everyone really expects, really does expect. But then we got the shoulder to collar lock, the elbow and collar lock up by John and Gunther. Gunther gave the very first chop to John in the match and gave him a nice scoop slam. Then John blocked a chop from Gunther, started hitting the 1 move of doom, the 2nd move of doom, the 3rd move of doom, the 4th move of doom, but he couldn't hit the 5th move of doom, the attitude adjustment, which Gunther reversed into a German suplex, clothesline, and then got his first lock into the sleeper hold in. But John somehow got out of it, put in the STF, and this entire time I was like, tap out, Gunther, tap out. I was losing my mind, I won't lie. But Gunther got out of it after putting his foot on the rope. Beautiful dinosaur dropkick to Cena. Cena gets hit with the powerbomb, clothesline. By the way, this is the same clothesline, by the way. I know it looks very much the same. Is it the same clothesline? I think this is a different clothesline. Yeah, clothesline. But then Cena hit one, another one, but he finally hit the attitude adjustment for the 1, 2, ooh, because Gunther kicks out. Well, we got, by the way, Troy Dan, let's go. What's up, Troy? Man, I love some Troy Dan vids. But then Gunther hit a beautiful chop to the back of Cena, put him back in the sleeper hold, and John Cena reversed it, got out of it, fought back from the power of the WWE Universe, locked in the sleeper hold, and then locks the legs in, but Gunther somehow got out. They ended up on the floor. Gunther picked John Cena up, slammed him, and I didn't know if you know this, but on the hardest part of the ring. Then Gunther moves the steel steps right onto the announcer's table, tries to put John Cena through, but John Cena picks Gunther up on his shoulders and dumps him for an AA through the table. Then John throws Gunther back in the ring, goes on the top rope for a beautiful leg drop to the back of Gunther, but Gunther kicks out the 1-2. Ooh. But Gunther, when John Cena was trying to go for a 5-knuckle shuffle, hits a big boot to the side of John Cena's face, and hits a German suplex on John Cena. Powerbomb. But when Gunther was going for the splash, John fought out. They gave him a nice one last time, the Super AA for the 1-2. Ooh. But John got hit with a powerbomb, splash, lock, put in the sleeper hold. John got put in the sleeper hold again. John fought out, got put back in the sleeper hold. Then Gunther jumped on John Cena's back for more power, put it back in, and then John slammed him in the corner, hit another attitude adjustment for the 1-2. Ooh. Then John, when he was like, oh my god, he quickly got put into another one where his arms was going out, where the ref did like the classic 1, 2. But when on the third one, John Cena did the 3 fingers, kept his arm up, fought out of it, but then tried to pick Gunther up on his shoulders, but Gunther laid those elbows down on his neck, puts the arms out again. John Cena smiles. Look at him, bro. Look, John Cena got put back in it, leans forward, he smiles. And John Cena smiles and taps out. John Cena gave up in his final match ever. Yeah, he gave up, and Gunther was celebrating, and he walks to the ring. Also, this was a. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Dang. Yeah. Yeah. So Gunther, tapped out John Cena. Yeah. John Cena gave up. The crowd was chanting, bull crap, and John just laughing. He got up, he said, I thank you, I love you all. But as soon as he turned away and was bowing, the entire WWE roster came out. And let me just tell you, Triple H got booed out of the building. Let me tell you that. I also booed him too. I think some of the decisions that Triple H makes are normally okay, but on this one I did not agree with. I won't lie. Then Cody and Punk were talking to Cena, gave both of their titles, the WWE Championship and the World Championship, held them up to each and every one of the crowd members, and then hugged Triple H, who was smiling and laughing, and the crowd was, boo, you suck, as normal. I mean, what do you expect? I was booing him too. But they made him a nice little video package that I kind of teared up in a little too. Had John Cena's mom and dad in it. So yeah. And also, I missed it. I missed it. Had Vince McMahon in it. Now, ever since those allegations came out about Vince McMahon in January of 2024, I believe. The lawsuit ones, not the ones that came out and made him step down in the first place, but the ones that came out in January of 2024. WWE has basically erased him from the history books, and I was very shocked and surprised they included him, with name tag and all, in this video package. But I think it was a good thing. Normally, I would say, get Vince out of here, man. We don't need Vince, right? Because Vince is not a good person. We all know that. But I think it was needed. Because Vince McMahon was a big part of John Cena's career. And John Cena's life, So I think the Vince McMahon spot was more for John. Because that's how much John Cena meant to the WWE. So I'm kind of glad they included Vince McMahon in there. Normally, I wouldn't. I would be whatever, but I think it was. I think it was needed for sure. Then John Cena took his Skechers off. He took his shoes off in the middle of the ring. He put his wristbands and headband next to his shoes and walks out, bows, and leaves the arena, saluting the crowd one final time, and leaves his final match. And I won't lie, when he took his shoes off and wristbands, I teared up a little bit. I teared up a little bit. It was crazy. And the show ended. The screen went to black. But then I jumped on the post-show, and Cody Rhodes was the last one to leave, crying emotionally. He was talking about how much John Cena meant to him in this business, too. And, this was the final image of Saturday night's main event with Cody crying. Also, just want to say, when Triple H came out in the press conference, everybody in there was booing him. I even booed him too. I was screaming on top of my lungs, "How are you going to twist their words, Hunter? How are you going to twist their words, huh?" Right? He didn't really twist their words. He said, there's a lot of Bloodline fans. He said there's a lot of Bloodline fans in the crowd. They're all sticking up once. And he said, I thought you guys were going to be louder. And someone asked, I think it was Peter Rosenberg or someone, says, did you expect this reaction? And he said, yeah. Yeah. Basically saying, yeah. He expected this reaction from the fans. So, yeah. But as we all know, John Cena is a good soldier. So. But, yeah. This right here was the final and closing shot of the legendary career of the myth, the legend, the GOAT, the 17-time world champion, John Cena. And as a whole, Saturday night's main event was a pretty good show, which I think. But that's not what the peeps think. Because I posted a poll somewhere, and the poll had 91 votes, with 61% of people saying the show was trash, 26% of people saying the show was mid, and 12% of the show was saying it was awesome. I feel like the 61% thinks Saturday night's main event about to be John Cena's match, and I understand why they think that. I 100% understand why they think that. 100% know why they think that. So, yeah. So, yeah. Also, Triple H said that this tonight marks a new era. I mean, a new era. I mean, Triple H has been basically saying this is a new era after every single episode of Raw and SmackDown. So, yeah. I'm a little mad that John Cena lost, because if I was personally booking the show, I would have him win. But again, you gotta remember, I also have a feeling that this was John Cena's wanting to put over Gunther. I really truly believe that John Cena wanted to lose. Which he knows. I guarantee you, John Cena probably wanted to lose. Because he wants to his main goal was to leave the business better than he found it, and he put over Gunther, who's clearly the new mega heel in WWE with Triple H. So, yeah. This was a night that every single WWE fan, wrestling fan, will always remember. And it was the night that John Cena retired, had his final match, and gave up. So, yeah. Well, I hope you guys had a beautiful rest of your day. What do you guys think about this Saturday night's main event in the comments below? And as always, have a beautiful rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye.